We're going to do something fun this month to help decide what we want to read. Becca and the Books on YouTube, she created Spookopoly, and for the month of October she does something called Spookopoly, which is basically just a game where you roll the dice and it gives you a prompt and you choose a book based off of that prompt. And I'm going to do that for the whole month of October. So this is the game board. It's basically a Monopoly board with a bunch of cute little spooky prompts on it. We're just gonna roll once now and then pick a book and then read that book and then I'll roll again. Okay, let's do that. I have my dice here. Oops. And I have my little Monopoly penguin guy. So cute. And then these are my prompts. If I land on like a chance space, then I pick one of these prompts. First roll. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we landed on the spoopy prompt. This is my TBR shelf. The directions say anything that's like not quite scary, but more cute than scary. And I think I know exactly what I'm gonna go for, and that is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This was bad. I gave it 2 stars, but I'm honestly thinking I'm gonna give it 1.5 because it was just not good. I didn't feel like it was well written. I felt like there was so much unnecessary information. Their love story just wasn't believable. It wasn't exciting. I don't know. I just didn't like it. It wasn't very good. So we're gonna move on to the next roll and hopefully we get something better. Our last prompt was spoopy. So we are now going to roll again. Let's see what we get. 9. Dice roll roulette. Okay, so according to the rules, dice roll roulette means I roll both of these dice and whatever the number is, that's how many pages the book has to be. Oh my gosh, I got 4. So something between 175 and 224. I don't have a lot of options for this. Okay, Slaughterhouse 5 is 177. So technically that's an option. 450 from Paddington. I have been wanting to read this. This is an option. This is within. I think I'm gonna read this. I think I'm gonna read Agatha Christie's 450 from Paddington because this is on my fall TBR and I've been wanting to get into Agatha Christie's books and see if I like her as an author. So I think we'll dive into this one. This one is just not for me right now. I'm only 28 pages into it, but it's like pulling teeth and I'm just not excited to read it. And why waste time on books you don't want to read? So maybe this will be nice at some point in my life, but not right now. We're gonna try again. All right, let's try this again. Dice roll roulette is where we landed last time. 4. Broken mirrors. Avoid 7 years of bad luck. Read a book with a mirror on the cover or in the title. Cracks on the cover or a book with a reflected style cover. Okay. I think I have a couple options for this one. So we have Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, which is a reflective cover. That works. Or we have Throne of Glass, which I have been wanting to get into this series. And it's glass, it's a mirror, you know, I assume that that's the same. Okay, let's see. I think I'm gonna go with Throne of Glass. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna dive into this series. Okay. I gave this 3 stars. I like Sarah J. Maas. I'm excited to continue on in this series. And 3 stars is a good rating. It means that I liked the book. I liked reading it. It didn't hook me quite like A Court of Thorns and Roses did. I definitely think I'm going to be more of an ACOTAR girly than a Throne of Glass girly. So this follows our main character, Selena, who is an assassin. And she's in prison, and then the Crown Prince comes and visits her in prison and says that he wants her to be his champion for his father, the king's competition that he's having, to see who will be his royal assassin. It pretty much just follows her going to the castle, her life in the castle, and her going through all of the different trials and tests that she has to go through to be the king's assassin. And if she wins, then she gains her freedom. What's interesting is I'm mostly excited to continue on with the rest of the series because I want to know more about the characters and the location and all of the details. I feel like I didn't get enough about any of them. And I'm kind of thinking that I'm not supposed to know anything about any of them. This feels like its sole purpose was to just set up the story, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it wasn't super gripping in that way. I'm not connected to the characters. I'm not fully invested like I was when I read A Court of Thorns and Roses. It was immediately I need to get to the next book, but I don't feel that way with this one. We'll continue on one of these days. So not a bad selection of books this week. Even though one of them was a DNF, I will get back to this another day when I actually feel like reading this type of writing and this type of story. It's definitely fun choosing the books that I read this way. See you next week.